Hello everyone and welcome to iRacing Superspeedway. My name is Noah Walter and I'm going to be your host here tonight for the timscorner.ca 210, otherwise known as the TCM 210. We're here at iRacing Superspeedway tonight to put on one heck of a show after the Daytona 500 that actually just finished up a few minutes ago in our real life, with Austin Cindric taking the crown, starting off with the first win of the actual NASCAR season. However, tonight in real life racing was the next gen and limited super speedway racing. Tonight here at iRacing Super Speedway, it is going to be the Gen 6 cars and it is going to be unlimited. These cars are going to go mighty fast here around this 3-mile speedway. It's going to be one heck of a show. Got to thank our partners that we're going to be having here tonight, including Pierce Graphics, CASCAR, just in general, and Tim's Corner, of course, because they put on some fantastic broadcasts, and they also have a fantastic actual in-person camera show as well. So got to give a huge thank you over to timscorner.ca and, of course, Shorter Plumbing for giving us our absolutely fantastic Cup Series that we get so often. Yes, I do see we actually going to have a quite large number of fresh names here tonight in the TCM 210, and we're going to be going through our qualifying order in just a moment, as we have just rounded it out with quite the field, not only just in terms of numbers, but in terms of placement for so many of our drivers as well. So with that, let's go and head in and see just where everybody was able to turn out. Alright, having to start a little bit further back there, we'll jump up now. Let's go and start going through our grid order. On pole position, it is going to be none other than Richard Drake there in the 41 Toyota. Not too surprising, we see him up here every single week, but alongside, it's going to be the number 66 Napa Chevrolet of Sylvain Seguin. In row number 2, it's going to be in his first start, I do believe, or maybe second, here for the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series, Daniel Sparks. It is going to be the son of becoming veteran driver Michael Sparks here also in the series. Alongside, it's going to be Tyler Hallahan, known Super Speedway Dominator. Row number 3, it's going to be Greg Snellgrove and Matt Stewart, also making his first start here in the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series in the 7. Row number 4 is going to go to the 81 of Brian Fredienne, with Mark LaPierre going to be alongside. Thank you much for the follow. Row number 5 is going to go to Paul Ems in the number 28 Valvoline Chevrolet, with the Raise Energy Chevrolet of the number 3, Matt Malavagna, bringing up 10th. Row number 6, inside lane, it's his teammate and team boss of Matt Malavagna, Michael Jennings, in the 86 Shepherd Leopard LLC Camaro. Alongside, it is going to be the number 34 Waterloo Brewing Chevrolet of Kyle Mundell. Row number 7, inside lane, it's going to be the 18 of Patrick Coluccio, be representing tonight here for his team alongside his teammate Kyle Mundell. Actually, great to see that so many of these guys are able to turn up with their teammates, something we don't always get to see here in the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series. It looks like our second group is going to be a little bit slower off of the start there. However, alongside Patrick, it's going to be on the outside, the number 55 Toyota, Jeffrey Belk. Finally, in row number 8, it is going to be Rob Carl and Michael Sparks. Row number 9 is going to be the inside of Brandon Fiedler and Cody Snyder. Going to be on the outside with row number 10, the 07 of Wes Gallo. Don't worry, this won't get confusing. Going to be up on the inside. And finally, the two cars that were either unable to qualify or got disqualified for such due to iRacing's bit more sensitive nature now when it comes to qualifying will be Brady Floyd and a potential start of the 97 Marshall Harris. Well, 3 miles is the length of this fantastic speedway here that iRacing has brought us last year just about. It is going to be quite the race ahead of us. I am very much so excited to see what they're going to be able to do. iRacing.com pace car is going to be leading us off to the green very shortly, and it's going to be Sylvain Seguin alongside. Drake has started on the pole for so many of these races here in the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series. It is not surprising to see him up here once again. And with that, the iRacing.com pace car pulls off from a big bump there at iRacing as he goes down the pit lane. the long start it takes to get there as well. Green flag drops here at iRacing Superspeedway. Whoa, a lot of your field checked up there in the back. It's going to be a rough start for a lot of these guys as they race down into turn number 1. High speeds are going to be expected here tonight with the unrestricted nature of these cars. A lot of moving and shaking is going to be going on throughout this field. Up front, it's still Richard Drake. iRacing Superspeedway. And across the line, it's Tyler Hallahan that is going to be leading our first lap. Man, I think Tyler is going to be absolutely buzzed about that one after the very interesting race that he had last night in the Weeg Designs Truck Series that we have here in the CASCAR as well. What a race that was as well here at iRacing Superspeedway. The trucks were there, and it gave a really good show of what this race is going to be like. It is going to be a huge strategy call and having to make sure that you have the drafting partners that you need to succeed. And who they are depends on who you're driving with. For somebody like Tyler Hallahan, that's going to be his teammates, none of which are really around him right now. They're all much further back, so he's going to have to work really hard to stay in front of Drake and Seguin to keep his position. As Hallahan continues to lead, though, like I said, he is the Superspeedway dominator, so with him getting some nice focus in, he'll be able to run some nice, clean, and fast laps. Richard Drake, though, is definitely going to want a slingshot to get around, if possible, which will make his life that much more difficult. Patrick Lucia brings up the end of the first group of cars. I'll bring up your second group. It's going to be Brady Floyd there in the 20, leading ahead of Michael Sparks and Brian Fradian. Looks like Equipment Geek is going to be riding in the back for now. Here in his first start in the CASCAR Short Diploma Cup Series, it's the 7 of Matt Stewart, currently running in 4th position. I'm sure right now he is happy to be in the Cup cars finally, after a nice long wait in the Truck Series. So this is going to be a good taste of what's to come for him next season when he's able to graduate into the main series. Still a 3-mile circuit with insane banking, originally modeled off the NR 2003 or NASCAR Racing 2003 Coca-Cola Superspeedway. Hallahan definitely looks like the guy to beat for right now. He's been able to stay ahead of Richard Drake. One of the good parts about knowing how to Superspeedway race is knowing what not only line to take, but also understanding how that draft works and where it is going to be utilized best. So right now, Greg Snowgrove is going to want to fall back just a little bit so he can stay out of the limelight and survive this race that much longer. We go along, and we're going to follow along right now with Paul Ems, the number 28. We're going to hop inside and see what it's like to go through this racetrack very shortly. And you'll see just how bumpy it is, especially on the turn entrance and exit. It is just a monster of a bank you have to go through. Here we are in the 28 Chevrolet heading into turn number 1. You can see not only the massive size of banking, but the jump he had to do as well. In the outside lanes, it's not as aggressive, but on the bottom, you can see that wiggle that you saw, especially out of Richard Drake there. It is just brutal, especially when you're trying to draft super close to several of these guys. It just brings the question of, can you do it? And it's not even a skill thing in mind. It really is just, can the car take it? Clearly, Ems, though, has a lot of pace. He's currently fighting Michael Jennings right now for 6th position. Jennings now pulling alongside to get the position. We're going to head back out and see just how this looks on the outside. '88 Budweiser of Hallahan continues to lead. He's led every single lap so far. think if he can get to lap number 10, he can say he can finally really did lead the 7th of a race, and I think he'd be very happy with that. Rob Carl starting to make some moves heading up towards the front there in the number 2. Whoa, he hit the bottom apron, slides up the racetrack 8 lanes wide essentially, and yet you can still have accidents like that. Got rear-ended just a tiny hair there from the 7 of Matt Stewart as Carl begins to now falter through the field. It is that, like I said, just it is an insane amount of banking, and if you're caught off guard, wow. You would be absolutely right there, Spikery. These guys certainly are talented. I know it's super speedway racing, but keeping these cars in a line and continuously going fast is an absolute challenge. Information on Hallahan here. You can see just what kind of driver he is in the official iRacing series. Something that these guys do not do a whole heck of a lot of, is just because iRacing official series can be a bit much. Having to, have a lot of pressure on you to constantly do well and just running with people you don't really know. That's a great part about the league racing that you get to see here with the CASCAR Triple Crown Cup Series, is just you get to know these guys, and they all definitely have their own personalities. 20 cars did make it in the field, though. Great to see. Bit of a second lane trying to be formed there on the outside as we see Great White North starting to slip back in. So even I was actually able to run the League Designs truck race last night here at iRacing Superspeedway, and it really is in the turns, that bottom lane, just where you can get your tires right below. You can get a lot of speed in the turns. However, down the straightaways, riding that apron just above the yellow line, not only is it a bit risky, but it's actually not the fastest line. It's more towards the middle where you can get the most amount of speed. However, you don't want to maintain it all the way throughout the turn, as you will just bleed off speed to the bottom. You are able to maintain such a fast pace and have the shorter way around the track. It's actually really cool to have that kind of stuff going on in your family. That's awesome. Thanks for joining us out in the chat as well. I definitely do appreciate it. There it is. That is going to be 10 laps led for Tyler Hallahan. He got them all. He's now led a 7th of this race. I think he can finally die happy, knowing he was able to lead a whole ton at the start of this racing event. Now, we've got a lot of cars here. We've only gone through a few of them up here at the top of your field, ending with Matt Stewart there at in 10th. That's your top 10. Now, where are the other 10 cars? They are up in the second pack, currently being led up by Brady Floyd, getting a big old push from Brian Fradian, who's getting a push from Jeffrey Belk, who's getting a push from the 39 of Brandon Fiedler. Absolutely a fantastic day of racing, I will agree. These guys are trying to make a lot of progress all at once, and it's definitely paying out in a lot of certain cases. However, there's more cars up in that 10-car line in the front, so they're going to have a lot easier of a time starting to break away from this second pack. Starting to see Wes Gallo close in up on this group as well to help give him some more cars to push. Cody Snyder hoping to get in there as well, and maybe a tail of Mark LaPierre there. And the final 3 cars, Sparks, Malavanya, and other Sparks, Daniel Sparks that is in his first start, are a bit further back. It looks like Matt Malavanya is going to be a lap down, currently tailing on with your lead field. And Daniel Sparks quite a ways back. Some battles for position now starting to breed here, and the biggest thing we're going to have to watch out for is pit strategy. When are these guys going to be pitting in, and when are they going to start making all their choices that they want? That is definitely the trickiest part here at ISS. I mean, you think about Daytona, it's definitely a strategy race. We got to see that a lot tonight in actual NASCAR, but especially on iRacing, it is a huge strategy game, because you have to stay in line and do all the right things. However, with iRacing Superspeedway, that strategy makes the entire difference, just how much you're able to run away. But not only that, you can also spread out a lot more. It's not exclusively single file. You can see that line is very loose. It's not incredibly straight compared to what we'd be expecting on iRacing for Superspeedway. Yet, here we are, starting to spread out. Michael Jennings is currently now running up in third position there with the number 86 Checkered Leopard LLC Camaro, trying to chase down Tyler Hallahan and Richard Drake. Some of these guys are going to be ending up in a very interesting position when it comes to when are they going to be pitting with their team. And the reason I say that is because team games are a huge part of the CASCAR Short Plumbing Cup Series. It's going to be 3 wide here. Onto the entrance of the front stretch. Paul M's up on high. You can see with the 20 getting a big old push from his teammate, the 22, Greg Snellgrove, as they're still heading down. Uh-oh, collision between Coluccio and Seguin. Seguin and Coluccio go off. Are they going to be able to save it? It looks like they might. Oh, into the wall for Coluccio. That is unfortunate for the 18 Sports Fanatic Chevrolet. Oh, man. He is not going to have a good night after that one. A lot of repair, I do imagine, is going to come from that. Same with Sylvan Seguin, who is going to be further ahead and still does have more pace than Patrick does. Unfortunate that these guys were caught up in that. That loses some cars up to the top field. 2 out, thus making it so that now your second pack of cars is broken up into the top 10. Camera sweep there as we're now heading over to Brady Floyd, who still continues to lead up this second pack. Only Ford in the field, actually. Towards the front, Richard Drake maintains a nice second place. He was the winner of the My Car, My Cause event, brought to you by Wig Designs at Phoenix. It has been a serious contender in just about every single race as of late here in the CASCAR Short Plumbing Cup Series. Always running up front or, making his way up there, being a dark horse for a lot of the events. He's definitely there. I think he's trying to show off that still in that Superspeedway racing is something he can do as well. It is a completely different set of talents to do Superspeedway racing compared to, just normal oval racing. Got to do a lot more strategizing and a lot more of planning your moves up ahead of time. And it looks like that's something Paul Ems is having a bit of a struggle with right now as he's trying to rejoin back up into the line, but it's just not working out for him. Kyle Mundell going to help out on the outside, but it's not going to work. They're going to have to file back in, get more of a draft. So with Kyle Mundell being the end of your current main line of cars, I should say a battle for the main pack between Mundell and Ems, Greg Snellgrove leads up this next pack of cars technically. Matt Malavagna in front of him there in the number 3 Raise Energy Chevrolet. Last season, Matt Malavagna had a fantastic race car here at iRacing Superspeedway and was able to put on one heck of a show until unfortunately losing it, I believe after the stage break. He got involved in an accident and got sent to the rear. However, it looks like right now, with still being a lap down, he does have some time to come on back, figuring as he is the lead car on the lap down. Brady Floyd now starting to get around Snellgrove and Malavagna. They move up to the very high side. I'm surprised they're not running the middle. Like I said before, you lose more pace the higher you go up on the turn. However, down the back straightaway, you're able to get a lot of pace from the high line. I think that's what a lot of these guys are trying to draft off. Right now, we can see up and still in his first start here in the CASCAR Short Plumbing Cup Series, it's Matt Stewart in the 7. Trying to draft off of his main old rival there, Wes Gallo in the 07. Bit of a different lineup there, just a 3. Actually, make it 2 now, as the League Designs 07 of Wes Gallo pulls down, try to draft off his teammates up ahead. So now we're going to be seeing the pit ins for your cars. Hallahan in, you can see right there, just hit the pit road. You know what, I just realized I think this is an older version of the overlay software I grabbed. Oops! Oh well. So that means Brady Floyd is now leading this race there in the 20 Ford Mustang. All right, Equipment Geek all pulls down, plus a few stragglers. They head down pit road. Jeffrey Belk, first one on pit road. He entered very fast, though. That is going to be dangerously close. So we know roughly 19 to 20 laps is the fuel window. Well, these guys will be making it to the stage. They will have to definitely fuel up again afterwards. All right, Greg Snellgrove there, currently your leader. He is the furthest pit box forward based on a qualifying position, as now Brady Floyd is going to be leaving the pit road. His pit box, he heads down across the line. He's got it. Now he has to accelerate hard to break away from the rest of everybody else. He's got Jeffrey Belk behind him in the number 55. Like I said, it's a race off pit road. All right, Tyler Hallahan. Actually, it's going to be Michael Jennings leading up this pack of cars as they're going to be leaving pit road. You can see, look at that. Michael Jennings is going to be in the lead with Kyle Mundell tailing behind. They go down to block Hallahan there. He was leading on the entrance of pit road. Whoa, he's going to be blocking there. 86 of Jennings into the 34 of Mundell. I think he does not want to surrender that first place, but Kyle Mundell says otherwise. He wants it. He wants it bad enough. Kyle Mundell to the lead. Three wide now as they enter turn one. Jennings all over the place. I'm not sure what's going on with the number 86. He is struggling right now. I'm not sure for grip or what's going on. He does not have decent control over that car, though. He's got to get that thing under control if he wants to keep running this race. Potentially even be a shot at a win. Well, the 1-2 are back. It's going to be Tyler Hallahan once again to the lead with Richard Drake right behind. After that pit stop, that is going to be putting Brady Floyd right now running in 7th, a decent ways back. However, they are closer than they were before. However, it is just going to be Floyd and Belk right now, a two-car tandem. They're going to have to try their best to catch up to that main pack in front. However, I do have this little bit of a sinking feeling that they're not going to be able to get it up until the stage. As we see the Budweiser 88 go through the backstretch, leading once again here at iRacing Superspeedway. I guess this is a great time to thank our wonderful sponsors. That is going to be first up, timscorner.ca. Got to give a huge thank you over to them for sponsoring this race. I know that they have their connections to Great White North Racing, especially Tyler there, who's now leading this race. So if you see this later on, I think Tyler is pretty happy for you right now. But they do put on some fantastic iRacing broadcasting events, let alone also in real life, especially running at Scotia Speedway and a few others. It's got to give a huge thank you over to Tim's Corner, which you can check out online over at www.timscorner.ca. Also have to give a huge thank you to Schroeder Plumbing, who's been in business for over 50 years. And has allowed us to run our fantastic Cup Series here on iRacing. Once again, that is going to be Schroeder Plumbing. Got to give them a big shout out on some fantastic events for us. Well, with that, your second pack, the leaders that Brady Floyd and Jeffrey Belk did not have the pace to break away from the actual second pack that was headed up by Fradian and the rest of Equipment Geek. However, with that, it is going to be now a 5-car train these guys have. They're going to be pushing as hard as they can to catch back up to the leaders if they can. It's going to be a close one, however, as I just have a feeling they're not going to have enough pace to get up there before the stage flies. Rob Carl moves up into 3rd, it seems, as they're starting to try a outside lane. Did not work out for his favor. He's going to start falling back now. Just to file back in. That's another really big thing here at iRacing Superspeedway you don't really consider otherwise elsewhere, is the runs you get here at iRacing Superspeedway are monstrous. As soon as you get behind a big train of cars and you hang back just a little bit, you floor it, you're going to be absolutely gone in no time. Just a lot more speed than everybody else, well exceeding 240 miles per hour. I mean, these cars can absolutely fly here in the Superspeedway package unhinged, and they're all roughly 850 to 900 horsepower. Whoa, Paul M's a little bit all over the place as well there. Like I said, it's very bumpy off the entrances and exits into the turns. Jennings moves up to the high side, maybe hoping to get a run, but it's not going to work. I think he had a little bit of wind, but it's just not enough to move on through. I think your top three here all have the right idea. Not going to be pushing too hard for anything special. I think Mundell and Drake know their place, and if they can sit behind Tyler, they're going to be in it. Sitting pretty for later on. Still got the stage to fly, so not out of the clear yet, but if they can have a faster car and a nice clean car heading into stage number 2, they're going to be in a great shape. Alright, here's the heroes of the Patrick Belluccio, the 18, who got wrecked earlier on in Stolen Sequence. He moves up to the high side. Get out of the way. Jeffrey Belk rolls down pit road. Too sure what happened to him, but that is unfortunate and is not going to be good for his position, as he will have to fight very hard to come back. Also putting him a lap down, potentially now up to 2. Patrick Belluccio still leads the lapped cars. Back now to your second pack, still headed up there by the 20 of Brady Floyd. Bit of a gap between Floyd and the other EG cars. We're starting to see there. Let's close them down. Fradienne closing in. Brian Fradienne, the winner, actually, of last night's We Design Truck Series race. I think he's very happy with that. I think he has a nice strategy. He knows what to do with his team to get a race win. So we're doing what they can to progress. However, a little bit further back. However, it was Brandon Feeler able to lead the most laps at iRacing Superspeedway last night before the trio, that is Brian, Brandon, and Jeff, all broke off and started fighting for the lead on the last lap with a 3-way battle coming right across the line. Into Fradienne. As I said before, these guys really do have to work together if they want to get somewhere. You can see that they're doing okay with some pushing as well, but you got to be careful of that as they run into turn number 1 now. Not too much longer left before the stage flies. A whole ton of movement going on through your pack right now. Head a little bit further back, we can check on Daniel Sparks, who's now only 2 laps down there in the Gatorade number 44. His first start in the CASCAR Shorter Pullman Cup Series is going to be passing Cody Snyder, however, not for position. A fair amount of speed in that car there, as you can see that pack starting to come through. Jeffrey Belk in front of that. So we're going to be seeing Matt Malavagna here running. Belk's going to move all the way with number 8 of LaPierre, and they're going to have to draft off of this main pack. Ems is doing sliding up all the way up there. Hopefully trying to make a 3rd lane, I think, in his mind. However, it's not going to work out too well. That bottom lane is just too fast, especially with that middle lane. With that, got to give a huge thing to everyone that's been able to come out for tonight's race. Continuing on, it's Tyler Hallahan and number 88 leading at iRacing Superspeedway. Down the front stretch into turn number 1. They're still going to be 3 wide now. You can see a lot more aggressiveness starting to play out as these guys are starting to notice the runs they get. As I said before, they're very easy to achieve if you draft just right. I think Rob Carl's starting to see that as well. He knows where to sit and where not to. However, your top 2 is giving them a chance to break away just a little bit as these guys are trying to side draft each other and get as far forward as possible. A very risky maneuver. That bottom lane is just faster. However, if you're going to be able to use that bottom lane and maybe run up to the middle just a hair to get that faster front and backstretch speed, it might work out real well for these guys. M starting to get some real speed there. Whoa, he's going to slide back into line very dangerously there as we're going to enter turn number 1 and 2. You can see the 28 Valvoline Chevrolet has been a bit all over the place. Just a little bit of wheel damage there on the front as well. The body panel. Matt Malavagna now getting the chance to draft with this main pack. Like I said, last season he had a great run at this race. He was absolutely on fire, but did not end up doing so well, unfortunately, after the stage. Some potential retribution? We'll see. For our first start, guys, it's going to be Matt Stewart right now, currently leading up that group. They're in the 7, running in 11th. Also in their first start, it's Daniel Sparks, currently running in 20th. So Brian Fradian is going to start heading back through the field now of this second pack to start maybe pushing a little bit different position, maybe hoping to get his team a little bit farther forward. However, they can just continue to fall back. This is not the place for them to be right now. Some big aggressiveness there out of the 86 and Michael Jennings. Oh, very close there with Wes Gallo. I think Jennings has definitely got a little bit of a lead foot there, and that's all right here with Super Speedway Racing, but these guys have to be careful. Zarek now is not what they want. We are here on the last lap of the stage, lap number 35. Whoa, big bump from Jeffrey Belk onto Mundell there. Sliding up the track. That's a block there from Hallahan. He's not going to let him through as they now go through turns 3 and 4. Head down the front stretch. It's a battle for the lead. Rob Carl pulls out. Does he have enough of a run? He doesn't. However, he has enough of a run to get second place, though, as they cross the line. Which brings to lap number 36 of 70. I believe, yep, there it is. Stage flies. Rob Carl gets second here in the stage at iRacing Super Speedway for the TCM 210. 210 miles we have of Super Speedway racing at about 240 miles per hour. Tyler Hallahan is your stage winner, however, and he, I'm sure, is very happy about that one. Able to lead a majority of these laps. Hallahan, the Super Speedway wonder box that we've been told since the first season I started broadcasting for these guys. Watch out for Great Way North and Hallahan. It's always been a bit of a struggle, but now it looks like he's got his grip finally here at iRacing Super Speedway, and he's ready to put on a show. He sat on the pole over in last night's truck race to get some more practice in. I'm sure it definitely paid out in his mind. He's been able to take the lead now as they go and stop behind the pace car. Very long pace lap, so with that, let's go and bring up Mr. Hallahan and see how he's doing. See just what his thoughts are. Is if we can find him. Ah, there he is. Tyler Hallahan, it's Nope the Boot. Do you read me?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing real well, but I think you must be doing even better as you've been able to lead these laps here in the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series.
Yeah, this has been a pretty good race for me. I'm not used to being up front for this long, but I had a game plan pretty much all week. I was just going to be full send mode, so that's my plan, and it seems to be working.
Yeah, I'd definitely say so. I think it did not work quite as well as you planned last night in the Week Designs Truck Series race, but here in the Cup Series, does that really matter?
Nah, no, I put more of my focus in the old Cup Series here, but I did block up the regular season championship for the trucks last night, so that's pretty cool. But now my focus shifts over to the trucks, to this race, and just focus on hitting my marks and keeping everyone behind me.
Makes a lot of sense. So with that strategy, however, I mean, what really are you planning to continue to do? I wish I could speak. What are you planning to continue to do? I mean, you're not going to have Richard Drake behind you anymore, it seems.
Hopefully, maybe one of my teammates get behind me, or I got lots of friends here, so we'll see what happens, and we're in it for the long haul.
Makes a lot of sense to me. You've had a great race car tonight. Who do you have to thank for such a great race car?
Just all my sponsors, teammates, everybody for watching, and I hope everyone enjoys the show.
All right, well, thank you much for your time, Tyler. I do appreciate it, and we'll hopefully speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Oh, not mean to cut him off there, but the 88 of Tyler Hallahan is going to be second off of pit road, as Richard Drake is going to be in front. Like I said, I think he is definitely going to be very happy with his current position and where everything ends up. Still with that, though, that's great for Tyler. I think he's going to be in a good spot going forward. Wish I could speak, though. With that, though, if you're out in the chat and you have anyone you want me to bring up, let me know. We'll see what we can do. Like I said, very long pace laps here at iRacing Superspeedway. In the meantime, though, let's see if we can go ahead and drag up Brady Floyd with us and see how he's doing. Brady's open the booth. Do you read me?
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
Well, you've definitely had a bit of an interesting race here tonight. You're currently running in 12th position, and you've been leading up the second pack a lot of the time. What's going on?
Well, kind of disappointed in how it's gone so far. I didn't want to lose the main pack, but we lost them right off the start. EG, that whole team has done a great job working with me, pushing us closer and closer. We just, unfortunately, lost Jeff somewhere in there to a blown engine and then ran out of time to catch. But we were catching when everybody was put together. Slid through my box there at the pit stop and then looked at my tires while I was there. Figured since I'm going to be losing spots anyway, I might as well go ahead and take tires. So did that. So we're going to be restarting about 12th. I got to get back in line here. But I mean, so far so good. Clean race, no cautions. You can't really complain about that.
Makes a lot of sense to me, but I think Superspeedway is going to be your current specialty right now, especially after you won the 500 yesterday here on iRacing.
Yeah, I was able to somehow pick up a win in the Daytona 500, the fixed one on Saturday at noon, so happy to rep the 4-cloak car there, happy to rep it here tonight. Hoping to pick up another Superspeedway win. This one's going to be probably a bit more difficult because iRacing Superspeedway, it's pretty hard to pass, but looking forward to it. Maybe we'll get some 3-wide racing here eventually. I don't know. Hopefully, Equipment Geek and I can get to the front, and we'll see where we go from there.
All right. Well, before I let you go, who do you have to thank for such a great race car here tonight?
I mean, you're on the hood, so got to thank you for broadcasting. 4cloak.net. Also got to thank Adria Esports and Pierce Graphics. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're about to get going here, though.
All right. Thank you much for your time, Brady. I do appreciate it. Good luck.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Number 20 of Brady Floyd, going to be starting in 11th now here at the CASCAR Short Development Cup Series after the stage. As the time changes here at iRacing Superspeedway, the lights on the pace car are off as we leave turn number 4. We're going to be going green on lap number 40 as the iRacing.com pace car pulls that sharp left to head down pit road, and we're going to be green in just a moment. Green flag flies, and it's going to be Richard Drake leading our field to the line through the behind the stands, apparently, but you don't get to see. As we head down into turn number 1, Tyler Hallahan has that high line. What's he going to be able to do? These guys are going to start getting some real racing. Hallahan looks to not be helped there off of turn number 1 and 2. He's now going to be running in 4th position. He has to get around Richard Drake and Rob Carl and Kyle Mundell. This is going to be one heck of a fight they are going to have. Richard Drake, the driver to beat so far this season in the CASCAR Short Development Cup Series. He's done a fantastic job in just about every single race he has been in. He was almost able to just lead a lap there as Kyle Mundell took away that honor from him. As now Kyle is going to be step on the outside. Cars all over the place. Like I said before, it's about 8 lanes wide of racing. Not going to be too surprised to see a lot there. It looks like Daniel Sparks there in the Gatorade. Number 44 struggling a little bit there with the exits, the turns, and the apron. About 4 wide we saw there for a minute. 3 once again with Brady Floyd hoping to push forward. We see him now on the outside as he almost pulls down in front of Mundell. Brady Floyd now has a 5th position. He's got to get around Michael Jennings, though, and he's going to have Paul Ems to help. Oh, my goodness, and that is going to be Richard Drake into the wall. Just coming down is 3 wide across the start-finish. Richard Drake in a not good position as the caution flies due to our race control calling that one. We're going to have to watch that one and see what happened to Richard Drake there. That is unfortunate for him. You got to feel bad. So he was finally able to get up towards the front. With that, we'll be right back and see just what happened here on our caution. Alright, we have your incident here. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Heading down the front stretch here at iRacing Superspeedway. Looks like just a clip from the 2 of Rob Carl on a not very clean push. Sends him up straight into the wall. Not very nice indeed. As he starts beginning to slide down, it looks like just a little bit. But he was able to keep on to that. I mean, that's impressive, able to hit the wall at, 230 miles an hour, maybe a bit faster. We don't get quite to see the speed these guys are at. As he stays up there, it looks like Snellgrove pulls down real hard to the left. That seems a little familiar. Starts going down. Does he clip Fiedler there? No. Sadly, it was just Drake, which is not very good for him. However, that also does mean these guys are pretty clean going forward, which will be nice in the future for them. Would have liked to show you the blimp cam, however, the massive grandstands have prevented that for us this time. So, we got the official Fork Look Media chopper to see just what happened there with Richard Drake. Well, with that, though, as we jump back up into live, we get to see that Tyler Hallahan will be leading this race with Rob Carl behind and Brady Floyd in 3rd. As soon as I say that, though, a lot of cars are going to be running down into pit road, as they're going to want to be on the absolute top end of fuel if possible. Roughly 20 laps is going to be your fuel mark, so they're going to be just short. However, with some very special fuel-saving strategies, otherwise known as lifting. Not sure if these guys have heard of that before. Don't mean to trash too hard. But regardless, you can actually save a fair amount, especially if you're in the draft. So we're going to have to see what the plan is for these guys going forward, as they're now going to be down pit road. And it looks like it's going to be Brian Fradian. Nope. It's going to be earlier off pit road. Brady Floyd? Yep. Brady Floyd going to be leading us off of pit road at iRacing Superspeedway. Brandon Fiedler going to be right behind. Then Richard Drake. Like I said, these guys want to be at the top end of fuel. I get it. It's going to be a bit of a close call regardless. So if we get another yellow or not, we're going to have to roll down pit road. Alright, I'm back up to the front. We see the 88 Budweiser of Hallahan, and the number 2 for Rob Carl behind. Michael Jennings up in 3rd, however. It's interesting to see him up here after the interesting racing that was going on earlier. He was a bit all over the racetrack, struggling for position and grip, but it looks like he's got it now. We'll see how that maintains going forward. Now Paul Ems behind him, and it looks like Sylvan Seguin and the 42 of Michael Sparks are going to be heading down pit road. Alright. Across the line, though, the lights on the pace car are off. Said before, if there's somebody you want me to bring up during these yellows, let me know. I'm sure we'll probably have at least another one. Tyler Hallahan on the bottom. Carl up on top. Jennings on the bottom with Ems alongside. Brady Floyd, despite pitting, is now going to be in 6th position. Only 3 back from where he was. He's not lost a lot of ground, especially in super speedway racing terms. See Cody Snyder there on the bottom in the HKS number 4 for Quimby Geek Racing. Well, it looks like Brady was able to answer our question from last time when we had the yellow out. What happened to Jeffrey Belk in the number 55? Blown engine. Must have been drafting just a little bit too hard and did not watch those temperatures. No warning, and the engine just went poof. It happens. Well, lap number 46 is going to be our green mark as we run through turns 3 and 4 now. Hallahan will be leading us to the green. We got a nice race going for us. Matt Stewart in his first CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series start. Going to be on the outside, running currently in 10th. Actually 8th, my apologies. Well, the pace car does that sharp left-hand turn and a big old bounce down pit road as we head into the restart zone. It's going to be green flag racing here at iRacing Superspeedway once again. As they head down the front stretch now, racing into turn number 1, it looks like these guys do have it under control for now. Carl to the lead, Ems tailing behind. Hallahan did not get the start he wanted, now running in 3rd. He's got Michael Jennings right behind him looking to get by. Turn number 4, big wiggle to see a lot of those guys. 3 wide racing in the back. Not too surprising to see this second chain of cars forms up once again. It looks like they just have a bit different of a pace or something going on between them. It's not working out. They have to put their cars together and draft forward because otherwise they're going to be losing time. Richard Drake now running in 10th. Going to have to make a recovery drive headed forward as Greg Snellgrove leaves the pits there. Going to be putting him a lap down. Brady Floyd looks to be... Oh, nope. It looks like that second pack is starting to catch up. That puts the 10th place position of Richard Drake at the tail end of this main pack, as it looks like Brandon Fiedler has been able to close up for EG to this top field. Rob Carl, though, already with the win here in the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series. Able to secure himself in. Trying to be up towards the front again. He had that really long chain of bad luck a while back. It's good to see him running clean once again. Side by side with Paul Ems, though. Ems looking to get to the lead as Hallahan pushes from behind to get himself 2nd place. There it is. A move alongside was able to secure them the 1-2 position. Paul Ems last season, if I'm not mistaken, was able to win here at iRacing Superspeedway. I think he's hoping to make it 2 times in a row here for the Tim's Corner .ca 210 like it was last time. Let's see what we can do. Like I said before, once we hit that stage, there's not too much time left. It's all Superspeedway. Just normal Superspeedway racing. I believe an outside line really can be formed. I remember seeing that a lot there in the Truck Series race last night. An outside lane really could be made if you start abandoning the bottom and start making some moves happen if you want to get that faster line happening. However, I'm quite sure that Hallahan is pretty comfortable behind Ems, so they're going to be battling it out across the start-finish line here. As I said before, you don't want to ride that apron through the front stretch and back as well, as it does slow you down and get a little bit more towards the middle. And a little bit further back, we can see the 20 here of Brady Floyd running in 7th. You can see that second lane of cars has actually caught up now. See Michael Jennings a little bit further back in there. He started very far up front, but did not have the pace to keep up there, so he's going to be falling back. However, this might be really good for his fuel-saving strategy, which we know he likes to run every single chance he gets. Wes Gallo is the next official car leading up this lane. However, in reality, it is Cody Snyder bringing him ahead. Snyder currently running in 16th place, lap down. He's got Brian Fradian and the rest of equipment getting right behind him, though, minus Brandon Fiedler, who's running up in the top 10 to help him out, get back up towards the front. EG was able to take a 1-2-3 last night in the Weed Designs Truck Series with their different fuel strategy, and it worked out brilliantly for them. Able to finish over 20 seconds ahead of the other field with just 3 cars. It looks like with this, it's just not going to be working out, as Paul Ems continues to lead here at iRacing Superspeedway, with Tyler Hallahan right behind. As we continue to run here at iRacing Superspeedway, Matt Stewart with his first ever start here in the CASCAR Shorter Columbia Cup Series, running in 5th position in the number 7 Chevrolet. Doing real well, currently driving off of the 34. That is Kyle Mundell, as they're going to be, looks like Rob Carl's looking to make a move as he goes on the outside. The 7 looks to maybe want to go with him, where he's trying to split the lanes to get as much draft as possible. I think that was the case, as we see him starting to make a little bit of a run. Rob Carl starts falling backwards. Well, this is the chance now for Carl to file back into line as soon as he can there behind Patrick Coluccio, who finally was able to make a strong recovery as he's able to get his lap back and has returned. The 18 Sports Fanatics podcast Chevrolet did quite well in the dirt race that was last week. Unfortunately, we were not able to stream it here on twitch.tv/4club. We had to be over with our good friend Matt Malavagna, who had to put on the show due to the Super Bowl being on, and it did not help any of my connection. But Patrick was able to do real well in that race for the most part, as he is a dirt track kind of guy, but it looks like he definitely has super speedways down as well. Unfortunately, getting involved in that incident earlier on, as I did say, but it looks like he's got it in the bag for now, as long as he can stay up in this top 5 and maybe put on a show going forward. Like I said before, between 60 and 65 is where we're going to see these guys start to run out of fuel, unless they start really fuel saving. It's a nice long train of cars. So they shoot by the 07 of Wes Gallo there. Well done, hits early. Same with Jeffrey Belk, he's going to be working with them. And it looks like these guys might be just lucky enough to catch on to them, but that pace differential, I don't quite think so. Kyle Mundell has had a very interesting season, this, especially the last couple of races. He's been struggling to not only just make them, but just really continue running. So, well, here he is now, in the number 34, running up in 3rd. He's been hunting for a win since season number 2, as we're in season 3 now, with that 34 Lauderblue Brewing Chevrolet Toyota last season. And he's been very close many times. And it looks like tonight might be a potential chance at that one if he can get around the 2 cars in front of him when the time comes just right. If he finally be able to be in victory lane. With that, however, actually the last 2 races he was unable to attend, and actually that's where I was wrong. It's not Matt Stewart's first race here in the CASCAR Shorter Columbia Cup Series. Matt actually did a substitute for him over at Phoenix for the My Car, My Cause event, where it was a Movember number 34 car ran. Able to secure Kyle some points, who actually had a very competitive race for a while. Of course, some damage unfortunately set him back. And then over in the last week with the Bristol Dirt Race, brought to you by Week Designs, he had Jesse Atkinson sub in for him, a well-known, very good dirt driver here on iRacing. And they almost won it. However, they were able to secure themselves a nice top finish, even if it was not on the first step. That honor went to Jeffrey Belk, last week's winner. Very few two-time winners here in the CASCAR Short of Columbia Cup Series this season. Jeffrey Belk being one of the few. I believe it's Rob Carl as well, who also has 2 wins, currently running in 6th position. As Paul Ems continues to lead this race, currently chasing down the 39 and the 81 to put them a lap down. They're not going to be moving out of his way anytime soon. Just going to be increasing some speed, and actually this will help Paul. He's been having to stay up front and push that air out of the way for these last several laps, which puts on a lot more strain the engine, because you have to, get the push from behind, but also just all that fresh air means you're going to be burning up more fuel. So now that he has the opportunity to draft behind these two, I'm sure he is very happy to take it if he can stay in lane with them. As Hallahan looks to have a nice speed boost now. And your top 3 here do not have a win this season, but all want one, as Kyle Mundell looks to the outside to go around Tyler Hallahan. It's Kyle Mundell going to be getting now into a position to maybe take second as he goes up a little bit higher here to run through the turn as the shadows start to fall. Did not have the run he needed to get around Hallahan. So we're going to be able to do now as they approach to now be on lap number 60. Expect the pit stops to come in soon. It's going to be a close one for a lot of these guys. They're not at Brandon Fiedler. They're running in 18th position. These guys are really struggling right now when it comes to pace. Just not sure what's going on. It looks like the Toyotas really have been struggling overall compared to the rest of the field. Even Richard Drake too. He's been able to be in 8th position. I said that over in the Richmond race a few weeks back, is I do think that there is a difference between the Camrys and the Camaros, especially the Mustang, as they all roll down pit road. Huge group of cars there onto pit road. You can see all of them there, 3 wide. It's going to be a very close one. I think that's going to be a penalty for Patrick Coluccio, though. He is going to be very far on the left-hand lane. He does not really have a chance to move up, but he's definitely very close on the left, and that is usually penalty-worthy here in the CASCAR Short of Columbia Cup Series. We're going to see how that affects points later on. Well, Richard Drake now is technically in lead, as he does have the furthest pit stall forward, though. And it looks like with that, it's going to be Kyle Mundell beating everyone off of pit road. It does look like, yep, it is. He's got Brady Floyd behind him and Matt Stewart as well. Brady Floyd did not have the race he wanted last time he was here in the CASCAR Short of Columbia Cup Series. Not only that, but the last time he was here at iRacing Superspeedway. This is his chance now in the number 20 Ford Mustang to make something happen, but this is also a chance for Kyle Mundell and the number 34 Waterloo Brewing Chevrolet to put on a show and take home a win that he's been looking for now for multiple seasons. As your field continues to race here at iRacing Superspeedway, Equipment Geek Racing comes now with very fast to make something happen. It looks like Jeffrey Belk leading up that group. You can see him up there. Brian Fredienne actually there. And Brandon Fiedler are going to be on the outside as they have a lot of speed coming through. That's going to push Belk up into first, I do believe, or maybe Gallo. We'll see how that works out for these guys. As Brady Floyd pushes Kyle Mundell right now on the bottom. They definitely have enough fuel to make it to the end now, at least these two. Let's see what happens here with your 55 and 07. Almost like 39, but that's not quite right. All right, Kyle Mundell up now, still in the lead. That's a separate car between the two leaders. However, it looks like they are going to be breaking away now. Goes to the block up high. I'm not entirely sure why. They're not for position. Mundell, Floyd, Belk, and Gallo. This is going to be one race to the end. Not too much time left here. Thank you once again for everyone that has been able to come out to this week's race. It's the TCM 210, brought to you by timscorner.ca. They put on fantastic broadcasts, not only here on the iRacing service, but also in real life as well. You can check out all the stuff they do and their real-life broadcasting and everything over at www.timscorner.ca. Right as Mundell continues to charge forward, he still has Floyd behind him. Floyd with a bit of a run there with EG behind him now. This is where Who's Your Friends will be helping you the most. Mundell and is a good friend of Quimby Game, but I know that Floyd is a little bit too with some of them. So we're definitely gonna have to see what happens next. These next few laps. It's going to be a big group of cars. Mundell, I'm sure, must be feeling the pressure now. Finally in the lead. He's really got it. He has the opportunity for a win, nonetheless. His first here in the CASCAR Short Diplomat Cup Series. He wants it. Brady Floyd, though, also with the same level of opportunity. Looking for something to happen. Right there on that apron for a lot of those cars there. It's going to be a decent battle for position a little bit further back. And that, you know, Tyler Hallahan, who definitely gets the most laps led this race, running in 11th. Just due to the unfortunate timing and circumstances that they all find themselves in. So hopefully he'll be able to come back soon. Superspeedway night in America, that is the case. Daytona 500, won by Austin Cindric in the number 2. First time winner in the Cup Series in very few starts. It's definitely a few more starts here for your top 3 up here, but we're going to have to see who gets it. It's going to be a first time win for your top 2 in CASCAR. What can they do? It looks like your top 3 now are definitely going to be Belk. It looks like the 3 are starting to break away a little bit. Wes Gallo almost caught in the very weird spot, not having a push behind or in front. Hopefully he can get a bit more of a draft in front. Looks like he's starting to close up to the 55. Top 4. Jeffrey Belk has won last week over at Bristol. Can he make it 3? Jeff is also currently the points leader, if I'm not mistaken. And Paul Ems with a run. Absolutely on the move. He's got Matt Stewart and Rob Carl behind him, open to get around on the middle to outside lane. They have a lot of speed in those Chevrolets. What can they do? Oh, they collide is what they do, and Jeffrey Belk heads down, removing his opportunity, as I'm pretty sure he's... Actually, no, I believe he kept it fairly off the wall as the caution flies. For a last-minute caution, as Brady Floyd was ahead when the caution flew. I think. Actually, no, probably it was Mundell. We'll see. A collision, though, and a very scary situation. So we're going to be right back and see just what happened here in the CASCAR Short Diplomat Cup Series. Alright, once again, we get our distinct Four Cloak Media chopper review as we head into the session and see just what went down here off of turn at number 2. Following along with number 55 of Jeffrey Belk there off of 2. Looks like he did go up a little bit, but that is definitely netcode. That should not have responded that way. All of a sudden, his car just, yeah, losing rear grip as if he, like, spun into him. That's not what happened at speed, so... Unfortunate there for the number 55. Oh, collides into his pseudo teammate there of Wes Gallo in the 07. That's what pushes in his rear bumper. Starts careening towards the left-hand wall. At least he still has somewhat control over the car at this point. As he comes down, Wes Gallo there on the right, you can see about to lose control of his car too. We jump over to him, and it looks like he's got it for now. Watching Jeffrey Belk there as well to toggle between them. Just barely catches grip in time, keeping it off the wall. Incredible. Absolutely incredible luck. Wes Gallo, though, also loses control and slides down. An unfortunate event for these fair racers. They got definitely in an interesting position off of that one. So as we head back in to real time, we're going to be seeing where everybody has ended up. It's going to be Kyle Mundell still running at first. All right. So as we are in green-white checker mode, longer than 2:10 now, 2:14. Currently sitting at. He's going to be finishing on lap number 71 rather than 70. But I do have a feeling that's going to take up just a little bit. So, overtime, wouldn't you believe it? Superspeedway racing. Definitely a common one. With that, though, it's going to bring up Kyle Mundell, because I am curious to see what his thoughts are now that he's been able to have a pretty interesting race. I've got to know what this man is thinking. He sits right at the top of the thing. Right? Kyle, it's an open the booth. Do you read me?
Hey, Noah, how are you?
I'm doing real well, but you must be doing even better leading this race here at the TCM 210.
It's not over.
No, it's not.
Still time. Like, I know there's cars behind me that are gonna be quick, and you get some crazy runs here, and it's gonna be tough.
You're right. It will. But you've been doing a great job so far there in that number 34 Waterloo Brewing Chevrolet.
Thank you. Just been trying my best, trying to stay clean. I accidentally hit the wall on a caution. I used my fast repair by accident, but like I haven't really hit too many cars. Luckily, I'm scared to bump traffic. It's nerve-wracking, but I don't know, man. We'll see how it goes with 2 laps. This is gonna be nuts.
It absolutely will. It will be an absolute battle to the finish, and it'll be your first win here in the CASCAR Short Diploma Cup Series.
No, don't be saying that. There's 2 laps left. Don't jinx me here.
All right. We'll end it here before we continue the commentator's curse. So,
thanks, buddy.
Good luck, Kyle.
Thank you. Cheers.
Number 34, Kyle Mundell, going to be leading us to the green. Well, I already have the feeling we commentators cursed him now, so... Oh, what race was it? I believe it was Phoenix, where every single person we brought up got absolutely sent to the rear. We haven't seen that here so far. It's only been one. So we're going to see how that continues to play out. But before we hit the green flag, got to give another huge thank you to our sponsors over at Pierce Graphics for putting together our overlay package. And I have to give a huge thank you, of course, to Schroeder Plumbing for putting on our great Cup Series and being in business for so long and providing a fantastic service to everyone out in Southeast Wisconsin. And then another huge thank you over to Tim's Corner, who allows for some fantastic content creation to be made in both real life and on iRacing, so you can check them out over at timscorner.ca. With that, though, the iRacing pace car pulls off to head down pit road for hopefully the last time here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series at iRacing Superspeedway. It's going to be green flag. Oh boy, it's quite a start already. Paul M. slow on the start there. Huge amounts of wheel spin does not help. Brady Floyd slides in just barely as Matt Stewart there on his technically second start, but first in his own car in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series is in third. They file in very closely now as everybody is nice and toasty as they head down the backstretch. It's definitely going to be a close one. as Brady Floyd pushes Kyle Mundell very hard as they head into turn number 3. Big run on the outside there for Tyler Hallahan in the 22. Oh, Hallahan around! As we go back a bit, looks like he catches the car enough because the insane banking, but unfortunate for him as he loses all the pace he had. That destroys his run. I believe it was his teammate that even accidentally took him out too. Brady Floyd looking maybe to get around as we're here on the final lap. He looks to the outside. The number 20 realizes he does not have the run. Comes down. Almost Logano blocks the 7 on the bottom. All right, Kyle Mundell goes up high. It's shaky as they head down the backstretch. Kyle Mundell still has the lead. Brady Floyd pulls alongside. It's going to be a battle. Rob Carl heading up outside. NVC Jeffrey Belk shoots it 3 wide to head through the center. Oh boy, it's Rob into the wall again. This seems a little bit too familiar. Wes Gallo takes out another whole group. It looks like it's definitely going to be a crazy finish as Brady Floyd and Kyle Mundell battle to the finish. Who gets it? Floyd wins here at iRacing Superspeedway, the number 20 for Cloak.net Mustang. This is the first Ford Mustang to take home a win in the CASCAR Shirtle Plumbing Cup Series since Season 2. Actually, I'll just say since Season 1. I don't know how Season 1 went in terms of car manufacturer wins, but I know that there definitely wasn't a Mustang win last season, and there hasn't been this season yet, until now. Brady Floyd, in his part-time seasons that he has here in the CASCAR Shirtle Plumbing Cup Series, takes home a win. Kyle Mundell finishes second yet again in the number 34 Waterloo Brewing Chevrolet. An unfortunate feeling I'm sure he has off of that one. Very close he was, though. You saw that end. We're going to have to rewatch it again soon. That's quite a finish that was. And Jeffrey Belk takes home 3rd position. A very big wreck we saw at the end, too. So before we bring up our guys, we're going to see that as Brady Floyd is going to begin celebrating. I think he is having a little bit of a struggle. As EG helps Cody Snyder across the line. Brady Floyd takes home a win. That's 2 Superspeedway wins, getting himself a win yesterday in the fixed Daytona 500 at noon, and a win here in iRacing Superspeedway. All right, with that, though, let's go and review that wreck we missed right at the end. So we'll see what happened there. Quite an event that was. I mean, really, those last 2 laps were just nonstop chaos, as a lot happened from start to finish. All right, we're going to see it now as we will rejoin in here in turn at number 3. Following along with Wes Gallo there in the 07, they go 5 wide. Richard Drake shoots it down there. Rob Carl, after unfortunately getting really loose earlier on. Yep. Actually, we'll go back a little bit more. Yep, we saw Rob got shot up in the track earlier on, if we remember that right. Heads up into the wall. All right, they shoot at 5 here. Richard Drake goes to the center to see what he can do. Carl comes down, hits Gallo, who comes down and then takes out Drake and Ems. Actually, Ems survives that. Snyder looks to be in trouble already, as well as Gallo comes up to take out Carl. We're going to rewind just a little bit, see what happened there with Snyder, because I had no idea that he even got destroyed on that one. It looks like he heads into the turn. LaPierre just takes him out. He begins sliding up the track. Oh, goodness. They're both around. Into the wall they go. Very close for our cameraman there. Hopefully he's all right. Let's see the 4 coming down. Oh, clobbers there. The 42, Michael Sparks. Don't know what happened to the 81 there, Brian Fradian. We'll see that again. It looks like his car just decided that it was done today. Or maybe hit the apron. It might have been the apron. I don't know. But he just decided to randomly get air. Ryan Fatty in there on the bottom, who collides into Sparks yet again, phasing through him essentially, as they just go through non-stop carnage here on the last turn of the last lap. Brady Floyd, though, wins the race. Quite a show. Thank you to everyone that showed up for our event. It was definitely quite an interesting one. All right, with that, though, let's go and bring up your third place finisher. That will be Mr. Jeffrey Belk. Jeff is open the booth. Do you read me?
How you doing, Noah?
I'm doing pretty well, but you must be doing even better now. That is, what, 3 podiums in a row?
I believe so, yeah.
Man, what a feeling that must be. But, I mean, what a show you guys put on overall. I had no idea where you were for majority of the race.
Because I was hiding in the back. And then I blew a motor. And then other stuff happened.
Tell me about that. I was told by Brady, nonetheless, that you actually lost your motor. What happened?
Coming out of turn 4, I've got Brady in front, Brian behind. I tell Brian I've got one more good shunt in me. Shunt him all the way down the front stretch, going to turn 1, pull up to fall in behind. As soon as I pull up, oh no. So I'm having the temperatures. So I'm having the coast all the way around the track. That's why I ended up 2 laps down at one point.
Well, you went from 2 laps down at a really not fortunate position either to all the way come back to a 3rd place finish. I mean, the lead you have right now on the points is pretty staggering.
Consistency is key. Honestly, I don't even know why I'm here at the end of this race. Yeah, I mean, you saw that last caution. M's in my mid-contact, and I just barely kept it off that inside wall.
That was definitely a close one for sure. I had no idea what was going to happen there. I mean, the entire last 2 laps off that start were insane. What was your plan getting through that?
I had no plan, but then I saw a gap, and threading the needle isn't the correct term for whatever I did on that last lap.
I see. So you became a real racing driver and went through.
Yes.
Still an impressive show you put on here at the TCM 210. Who do you have to thank for such a great race car here tonight?
As always, 4 Cloak Media, the NASCAR Geek, will come at Geek. Come at Geek Racing, especially all the teammates. You really need them at a track like this where just having drafting partners is such key. As always, you for broadcasting, everyone out there for tuning in.
All right, thank you much for your time, Jeff. I do appreciate it, as does everyone out here, and congratulations on the 3rd place finish.
Thank you.
Number 55 of Jeffrey Belk finishes in 3rd place here in the CASCAR Shorter Plumbing Cup Series. Once again, what a finish. Well, another person I do have to mention, at least before we bring up our 2nd place finisher, that is Kyle Mundell, is Matt Stewart, able to finish in 4th on his first official start for his car. Great for him. Let's go bring up your 2nd place finisher, Kyle Mundell. Kyle's over the booth. Do you read me?
Hey Noah, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well, but I have a feeling that you're a little bit sore right now. Kyle, everything good? I can't hear you.
Hey, Noah, test.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Oh, sorry about that. I think I pressed a button. What was the question? Disappointed. I mean, hard to be. Like, 2nd place is unreal still, and I lost by 1,000th of a second. I thought I had him on the cutback. Maybe I should have tried to side draft him more at the line, but what a finish.
I mean, still, yeah, I mean, really what a finish. The show you were able to put on at the end, not even, with the caution, but just absolutely everything. You put on a great show for us here tonight there in that number 34 car. I mean, how did you do it?
Pit road was probably my best spot. I was pretty good at braking in time, and then I practiced, like, coming into the pit box. I realized it's so much faster than, like, a regular 1.5 or short track. So you have to brake a lot earlier, so I never missed my marks. I was always pretty close, and then, like, there was one green flag stop. I think I passed, like, 3 people on the apron coming out of the pits because I was far enough back that I could be at pretty much pit lane limit as I hit the cone, so I could accelerate, whereas people who were closer when they would be exiting pit lane, they weren't at top speed. But like after that, I was just hugging the yellow line and then trying to push away to the front and couldn't find a way to stop Brady.
I definitely get it, but still, what a show you had, and clearly your strategy worked out very well with those pit road speed. I mean, I remember seeing that on the last pit stop you had, you were miles ahead when I first jumped to you when you were leaving pit road. That is definitely impressive.
Yeah, I think I was just good at hitting my marks, and then when you're on the apron there, it's pretty much like a New Hampshire or a road track or something like that. Like you have to keep traction and somewhere that you can gain speed. So I don't know. Thought I was good at it. Tried to take advantage, and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, still though, you had a great night here tonight overall. At the very least, you can say that you were able to finish second here in a very competitive race, and you could definitely put on a show for everybody.
Yes, sir. Just another podium. Still no one, but still a podium.
You'll get there. All right, who do you have to thank for such a great race car here tonight?
I guess Grand River Racing, and then Chevrolet, Waterloo Brewing, and Week Designs for the livery. Sharon in Movember, of course. And then Shorter's Plumbing, thanks for sponsoring the series, and then yourself for broadcasting, and then everyone watching.
All right, thank you much for your time, Kyle. I do appreciate it. Good luck for next time.
Cheers, Noah.
Number 34, Kyle Mundell, able to secure a nice second place finish here at the TCM 210. Definitely what a race. I was honestly surprised he didn't get it. I mean, he'll get it that one time, though. I already know he will. Just will take a little while. But with that, though, let's go and bring up your race winner, the number 20 of Brady Floyd. Brady, is open the booth. Do you read me?
Got a copy.
You are a part-time racer here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series, and you have won your race. How does it feel?
This one feels really good. I didn't have much help tonight, especially there towards the end, and just to find a way to make it work there was really enjoyable. I'm really happy I got this one done. I don't think I would have been that upset had I not gotten it, but yeah, this one feels really good. So
I definitely understand that one. I mean, I gotta ask how. How did you put this all together?
well, I was really hoping Jeffrey was going to get up there too. I mean, it looked like he was able to poke through middle of three there. So I was trying to work with him to get up there, but I think something happened back there, and so I just saw the opportunity. You can't really pass, or I thought you couldn't pass before the start-finish line about halfway down a straightaway, so I had to go on the backstretch. I got a run, side drafted him really close, no contact, and then he didn't follow me up the track to side draft me back, so I was able to get in front of him. And then he got a really good run off that corner. I don't know how. I guess the line got back to him, but I blocked as clean as I could. Took him up the track and then pushed him down the track. No contact all the way. Huge credit to Kyle for racing me clean, and just had enough speed in it to make it to the line first. So very happy with that.
Makes a lot of sense to me. It was definitely an incredibly close one, so what a show you were able to put on for us here tonight in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series.
Yep, happy to get this one done.
All right, who do you think of such a great race car here tonight before we let you go?
Well, first and foremost, got to thank all of Equipment Geek, Wes, Jeff, Brian, all those guys out there. They definitely helped me so much through the early stages, and then more towards the end as well. I know a couple of them had pretty rough races, and just a matter of getting caught by the wrong people at the wrong time. But definitely like to thank them for all their help tonight on the strategy as well. Got to thank you, fourcloak.net. Four Cloak Media is the main sponsor on the car. Again, Ager Esports and Pierce Graphics. Besides that, I mean, yeah, got it done.
All right. Thank you much for your time, Brady. I do appreciate it, and congratulations on winning your first race here in the CASCAR Schroeder Plumbing Cup Series.
Yep, thank you.
The number 20, Brady Floyd, able to secure himself a win. Incredibly impressive. I cannot say that enough. Seriously, what a finish he had, though, with between Brady and Kyle. I mean, it was so shockingly close. I feel like we might even have to watch it again soon. But overall, what a really good show here for a super speedway race. We had a nice, actual, real-life Daytona 500, something we haven't had in a little bit, to be honest, a while. So we actually had a pretty good one with a lot of two-wide racing, and we got to see this, which was definitely a bit more single file than I think a lot of people would have expected. but overall it definitely turned out quite good, and we got some real good racing in there at those key points where it all matters. So we're going to make sure that we get a nice little view at that race finish one more time before we head off, but this is a good time to thank our big sponsor out there, Schroeder Plumbing. Got to give a huge thank you to them every single time. They have done so well by us, and it's great to have them to be here with us every single time. So thank you once again to Schroeder Plumbing and to Tim's Corner for sponsoring this week's race. You can check out all their stuff over at timscorner.ca. That is where you can get all your fantastic real-life broadcasting and some nice iRacing as well, and tons of media creation. So that's over in Canada as well, if the CA didn't give that away. All right, with that, though, let's go and watch out for this final bit here of this race, so we can see it one more time just to see the incredibleness of it all, just because it was so well. All right, we're here. Final lap. Following what Brady says, it looks like he definitely was able to secure himself right in front, very close. See what he means by that big gap between himself and Mundell, but it looks like Kyle definitely has that real nice fast line there on the bottom. Kyle comes up, swerves right down, man. Brady goes to block. Here it is approaching the line. You can see it. Kyle has the speed. If it was just a bit longer, he would have gotten it. Oh, man. So close as we approach the start-finish line. There it is. Boom. A hair. 0.002. It goes to Floyd. An incredible racing event we had here tonight, so thank you to everyone one more time for tuning in and for all of our sponsors that are out there. With that, I've been Noah Walter here on twitch.tv/folklope. You can tune in 2 weeks from now. Finally, we get a nice week break before we come back. We've been doing 4 straight broadcasts in a row for this, and it definitely has, I think, taken a toll on, I think, everybody with the racing as well. So we'll be back soon. Don't forget to tune in next time to see that over at 7 o'clock Eastern. And we'll see you all next time. Have a good one.